In this video, we will be taking a look at the Portable Angle Grinder. Keep work area clean and well lit. Do not operate this tool in explosive atmospheres or in the presence of flammable liquids, gases, or dust. The plug on this tool must match the outlet. Never modify the plug or the outlet in an attempt to use it. Do not abuse the cord. Never use the cord for carrying, pulling, or unplugging the tool. When using this tool, stay alert, watch what you are doing, and use common sense. Do not use this tool if you are tired or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication. Always wear approved eye protection when using this tool, and the use of approved hearing protection can reduce the chance of hearing loss. Prior to plugging in this tool, squeeze the trigger one time to ensure that it is in the off position. Before turning on the grinder, remove any adjusting keys or wrenches. Keep proper footing and balance at all times, and do not overextend yourself trying to work on something that is out of reach. Dress properly. Do not wear loose clothing or jewelry. Keep your hair and clothing away from any moving parts. Do not force the grinder, and use the correct tool for your application. If the switch does not turn the tool on and off, do not use the tool. Before making any adjustments, changing accessories, or storing the grinder, disconnect the plug from the power source. Prior to use, always conduct a visual inspection of the tool. If something looks broken or out of the ordinary, do not use the tool. Grinding wheels, flap discs, or other components that have exceeded their lifespan should not be used. This power tool is intended to function as a grinder, sander, wire brush, polisher, or cutoff tool. Do not use accessories which are not specifically designed and recommended by the tool manufacturer. Depending on your application, you should be wearing safety goggles or safety glasses with a face shield or welding helmet set to grind. Other personal protective equipment which may be required include hearing protection, either earmuffs or earplugs, protective clothing, protective footwear, and a dust mask. Make sure that the cord is clear of the rotating head. If the rotating head comes into contact with the cord, there is a high probability that it will cut the cord. Wait until the grinder has come to a complete stop before laying down the tool. Before using the side handle, make sure that it is tightened securely. When operating this tool, one hand is to be placed on the trigger switch handle. The other hand is to be placed on the side handle. Never at any point while operating this tool should your hands deviate from these positions. Always use clamps or another practical way to secure and support the workpiece to a stable platform. Double check that your material is secured by trying to wiggle it around. Due to the vibration caused by the operating action of this tool, do not operate it for long periods of time, or it may cause permanent injury to fingers, hands, and arms. Kickback is a sudden reaction to a pinched or snagged rotating wheel, backing pad, brush, or any other accessory. Pinching or snagging causes rapid stalling of the rotating accessory, which in turn causes the uncontrolled power tool to be forced in the direction opposite of the accessory's rotation at the point of the binding. For example, if an abrasive wheel is snagged or pinched by the workpiece, the edge of the wheel that is entering into the pinch point can dig into the surface of the material, causing the wheel to climb out or kick out. The wheel may either jump towards or away from the operator, depending on the direction of the wheel's movement at the point of pinching. Abrasive wheels may also break under these conditions. Kickback is the result of tool misuse and/or incorrect operating procedures or conditions, and can be avoided by taking proper precautions. Always maintain a firm grip on the power tool and position your body and arms to allow you to resist kickback forces. Always use the side handle for maximum control over kickback or torque reaction during startup. Never place your hand near the rotating wheel. If the tool kicks back, it will go over your hand. Additionally, this means that you would have removed one of your hands from one of the two handles. Anytime you use this tool, you need to maintain both hands on both handles. At the base of our angle grinder, we have the spindle. This is where our grinding or polishing discs will fit on. On the top of our grinder, we have a spindle lock button. By pressing this, the spindle will lock into place as you rotate it. We have an unthreaded backing flange and a threaded locking flange. Our side handle will allow us to safely hold the grinder during operation. This can be mounted on either side of the grinder depending on your application. The guard will go partially around the grinding wheel. This will help protect you from debris that is removed from a workpiece. The guard release lever will allow us to position the guard in different orientations around the grinding wheel. The trigger switch will activate the grinder. This is the location for your other hand, the first one being on the side handle. On the trigger switch, we do have a trigger lock off. As it currently sits, the trigger will not be able to be pressed until the lock is moved and the trigger can then be activated. The lock on button is located near the trigger. This will allow you to operate the tool without continuously needing to depress the trigger. To change accessories, we first need to unplug the grinder. On top of the grinder, we want to depress and hold the spindle lock. Turning the grinder over, we want to place a grinder wrench of the correct size into the threaded lock nut. Rotating that counterclockwise slowly, we can feel when the spindle locks. With just a little bit of pressure, we can loosen that threaded lock nut and remove it. After that, we can remove the current accessory, and depending on the accessory that we will be installing, there are different orientations for both the backing flange and the locking flange. I will be installing a flap disc that is an 1/8 inch or less. I can see that my backing flange is in the correct orientation. I'll slip on my new flap disc. Taking a look again at my diagram, I want the locking flange with the raised portion up. And again, by depressing the spindle lock, but this time rotating the spindle clockwise, I can tighten down that locking flange. When surface grinding, sanding, or wire brushing, you want to allow the tool to reach full speed before touching the tool to the work surface. By applying minimum pressure to the work surface, you are allowing the tool to do the work. Depending on your application, there are several different tool orientations that are required based upon the accessory that you are using. If you are doing general grinding, you want to have a 20 to 30 degree angle. If you are sanding with a flap disc, backing pad, or wire brushing, you want to maintain about a 5 to 10 degree angle. For this piece of material, I am using a flap disc, so I am keeping a very low angle. You also want to maintain the correct contact between the edge of the wheel and the work surface. If you are grinding, sanding with a flap disc, or wire brushing, move the tool continuously in a forward and backward motion to avoid creating gouges in the work surface. Do not position your body in the area where the power tool will move if kickback occurs. Kickback will propel the tool in the direction opposite to the wheel's movement at the point of snagging. Use special care when working corners, sharp edges, or etc. Avoid bouncing and snagging the accessory. Never position your body in line with the rotating tool.